Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US indices for the 9th of March. We'll do the S&P, the Nasdaq and some stocks. And with the S&P here, as you know, we've been looking at wave 4 here. Wave 4s can get rather complicated and extend in time and all sorts of things. So it's a little bit tricky to call it as completed. So we just need to be careful. Certainly a break above any of these old highs would do the trick at that point, but you know, we've got a situation here where we've got resistance coming in through here. Yeah, and the Nasdaq's also not looking that strong as well on its low. So anyway, let's go in and investigate it. But just to let you know that this correction could travel further sideways for all of this as well, especially while US 10-year notes are still pushing higher. Let me find that chart for a moment. Here we go. So the labelling's not that clear, but what we were looking for last time we sort of looked at this here was this strong trend coming up here. So we were looking for like 5 waves coming up here. So I don't know if we've got wave C here or wave 3 here. If it's going to be wave 3 here, then we're going to see wave 4 pull back roughly around here and then push up from there. So a bit of a classic trading levels pattern across the 1.50 level here, which is a medium level. If it is a wave C top here, then we're going to see this make new lows here, and then we'll look at all of this as a corrective rally, meeting the first supply over here for this and then dropping lower from that. I don't, you know, this is not my expertise. The rates and the yields and treasuries and bonds and all the rest of it, but you know, the Feds do have a problem with their front end yield curve, you know, going into negative rates. So it's going to be a little bit difficult for them to control this, and the center of the curve here for these, you know, the 30 years are out, 30-year markets out, as you know, is moving up like this as well. But the front end, you know, the 3 months, the 1 month, the 1 year, and all that is you know, going into negative rates. So yeah, look, they've definitely got some sort of problem here. So the main thing is that I don't know if they're going to like cap this here like they've done in Australia. I don't know if they'll do that because it will just affect the front end rates being into negative territory, and then obviously that will affect a bit of a bottleneck in funds travelling through the system. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what occurs here. But I've also done a very conservative count here, as I mentioned before. So I've from wave B or wave 2 here, looking at 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and then looking at the whole extension in the 5th wave here. It may not be the case, and we may have to revert to this as a larger 3rd wave here. So there is potential for this to go further up here, but as always, let's just see how we go across here. If we get a classic trading levels pattern across the medium level here, and then we'll know that it's going to go up further, which is obviously going to put some pressure on the stocks, so to speak. Yeah, so coming back here, let's just go into the 4-hour chart. So keeping it really sort of simple, we were looking for, well, we worked out as an A wave to here, a B wave to here, and a C wave to here. Is that the end of it? We were looking for support to come in on the Friday, and then expect some follow through on the Monday. So we've got all of that, and I suppose it is possible to put this wave 1 up here and looking back for a wave 2 in that instance. But because wave 1 down here, it's not really the best looking thing I've seen in terms of structures. So, and also the Nasdaq is not looking that crash hot either. But what we can say is that the 61.8% is here, the 50-60% here now is so that brings us over to the 3,800. So we wouldn't really want to see the 3,800 become the retested resistance at this particular point in time. As I mentioned, we also got resistance through here as well. There's a couple of other resistance points that we looked at yesterday for these two tops here that have come into play. Yeah, so we'll go in and have a little look further, but it's possible for this to just simply extend out where we put wave 4 over here, so to speak, and then we look at all of this, copy this here, and look at this as a B wave here, and copy that as a C wave over here, and then we look at this as all of this is just the A wave here. I think one of the good things here is that it does appear that the whole thing here is corrective, so that means that we should be making new highs here. It's just when that's going to happen in this instance. So let's just go into the 1 hour chart where we've been working. So yeah, on the Friday and the Monday we were counting down here as 5 waves, and we we're looking for support to come in on the Friday and the follow through on the Monday, and we had this target up here, this box here as the resistance, and then a second box coming into here as resistance. So those two have been hit with the trend line through here. And you know, is it possible to count this up here as 5 waves? Well, probably. It's just that this first section here is a little bit of a long shot. This looks okay as a 3rd wave and a 4th wave here and a 5th wave here. And if that is the case, then we'll see the A wave, the B wave and the C wave come down into the 3.8 or tad below it, and then push up from that point. So you could look at being long again through these areas through here. Yeah, on the tick chart we have been talking about being long right on the low, so let's just go in and have a look at that. Where are we here? Get in a bit more data. So 100 ticks, bring things across. So yeah, we're looking at being long here. We also were looking at being long above this high, getting the first high above the level, but I brought that over to this little point over here for that, and we've moved the stop to the break-even point here. So, you know, can we count this up as 1 here, an A and a B and a C for wave 2? Here's an expanded flat in wave 2, which is pretty unusual, and then wave 3, 4 and 5. Yeah, I'm not quite sure if we should do that or not. So what we'll do is we'll just leave it as it is for the time being, and as mentioned, we can look for that retracement to come back into this spot here. I mean, if you wanted to take profit or lock it up, well then this is the place to do it. But if you want to go for the long haul, I have to play it for the long haul here, but by all means get out and get back in above this second high here, if that's going to be the case. And it may only just, this may also just come a bit of a long shot, but you know, I like to sort of cover as anything within reason. So it's also possible that this is the 50-60% here for that move. So it may be a case of building, you know, like these are just building up for 1 and back for 2, up for 1 here, back for 2, and then continuing higher through here. So it's important that we do go long in that regard, or even safer to the top here for that. So we've got a free trade in at the moment. We've covered our cost, so we'll just allow it to be for the time being. You can see with, if I come back to the hourly chart, or even 4-hour chart might be better. I just want to compare it to the Nasdaq now. So you can see with the Nasdaq here that, yeah, it's visible, isn't it? So once again, we've counted down as an A and a B and a C wave here, and we've counted our 5 waves in here to get this low here. But yeah, it hasn't really risen. I mean, this one over here has risen quite close back up into this area here, which would equal this one over here, but it's really pulling down low here for this. We know that some of the Nasdaq stocks are finding their lows at the moment, and we'll be looking at those. But yeah, I mean, even this move through here is quite, doesn't look like a C wave. It's quite sharp compared to wave A here. Normally wave A is sharp and wave C is lazy, but it doesn't really seem that lazy. Of course, we can go long above this high here. But yeah, anyway, let's just go. I just thought I'd compare those because it's just in a weaker situation, that's all. And let's go. I mean, it is the tech stocks that are sort of traveling much higher in price, in valuation, and with those yields going up, placing the pressure there, I'd imagine, to some point anyway. I'm not sure to what extent. But anyway, let's go in here and have a look at this. So on the hourly chart here, from the top here, we've been counted down as wave A and B, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So we've sort of done all the right things, but taking out this low down here, would create another set of 5 waves coming down. So if there was another set of 5 waves coming down, it would have to be part of this leg here, like down for 1 here, back for 2 here, as an A and a B and a C maybe, or something. But it does look like we've got an impulsive wave there. That's why I've labelled it wave 1, and coming back for wave 2 here as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here. And then we'll need to see it push up from that point. But all I'm just saying, I mean, we'll have a bit of faith in the wave count, but if this low gets taken out, especially on the cash market, then you know that we're going to be looking at another 5 waves down, which will bring us down to 11,500 at that point. So that would be the target down for any short trades down at that point there. But we can go in here and have a closer look at this on the tick chart, of course. So yeah, yesterday too, because I had this extra wave here. But let's just assume for a moment. Let's assume for a moment we've got wave 1 here and wave 2 here for this. How would that play out here? Well, we can look at this as 5 waves, and this one here, how would that play out? I mean, it's come down quite low anyway. We'd have to look at, well, we'd have to look at that as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1 here and 2 here and 3 here and 4 here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, really extending out, isn't it? Really pushing the boundaries here. I mean, I can see most of that. I can see that that's wave 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm just wondering if there was a 1 and 2 in here. I mean, the other thing that we've just got to be a little bit careful of is that, well, not so much careful, but just looking at the extent of this wave down here, So if this was all the 3rd wave down here, I'm just saying, so let's just say for a moment that we go lower as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. Well, there's no need to sort of panic and short that on that low. Actually, we'll go fix that up in a moment. But what will happen here is that we'll see a counter trend in 3 waves here, if and maybe further downside. So to short it, it would have to be this one either through here or that B wave low here. So we can't really, it's just too risky to short it at the moment, to be honest. There's too much going on. So this is the short over here for that. So if we go back to the 1 hour chart here for a moment, we want to get rid of that because we'll just get trapped and then we would look at this 12,000 here as the support here for that. And then we've got group 1 here, so it will slow down in group 1, which is 1, 2 and 3 here for that, so it will only slow down within that. So I think we just need to allow this to play out, but at the same time, if we do make a new low here for this, then what that means that the S&P 500 is going to become more complex at that point too. So we'll just see how this level here, the 12,300, holds for this market. Anyway, it's just something we have to work through. It's just, yeah, but it would open up another, it'd open up a bigger bearish picture, I think, at that point. So let's have a look at stocks now. So Facebook. Now, with Facebook, this is not the easiest type of correction either here. We can see that from the top here as an, it could be labeled differently, that's all I'm saying. But I've got it as wave A here, then an A and a B and a C here for the B wave. And if that is correct, then we look for 5 waves down to the C wave here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 coming here for this. At the same time, if there is a triangle pattern happening here, that means we go long above these highs here. So we haven't been triggered in there yet. But even if we did get triggered into this here, even if this does get triggered through here, it's not a guarantee that we're going to go straight up from here. Okay, because there's a lot of other markets that have been coming down and that will rally in 3 and can also come down in another 5 as well here. So there's a lot going on in here, and I'll explain that a little bit later with well, we can explain it now with Apple really. So, and there's a few stocks like this where from the top we've counted 5 waves down. We're coming close to our lows here, but once that's finished here, then we'll be looking at an ABC pattern and then another 5 down. So this is where the Nasdaq gets influenced as well here. So this is nearly at its lows yet. So I won't go into a trade setup for Apple just yet for this. So we'll look for that wave 4 here. The extension's in wave 3. So wave 1 and wave 5 will be roughly the same. But we'll need to see some volume come in, and we can see all the indicators starting to be, deeply oversold at this point. But that's what happens when you go past a previous low and all the rest of it. So yeah, we'll check on this tomorrow. We'll look for a trade on the upside here for that, but that's very close to its lows here at the moment. But the main takeaway here is that there are stocks that have got this A wave, B wave, and C wave in this sequence. And Tesla's the other one here too. So I'm just sort of making a point, that's all, that from the top here we're looking at wave A here and then an ABC for the B wave and the C wave. So when you come back to what was it, to Facebook here, you can see that if these stocks here have come down through here and they have to perform this move here and then this move here, well then that's also possible to play out in this one here, isn't it? It may even come down here, but it could still play out like this and finish at that point. So this could just be the A wave here, the B wave here, and a C wave coming up here, and for this B wave to be over here. I know it's really complicated, but I'm just pointing out that this is what's sort of occurring at the moment in these large stocks. So we'll look at that tomorrow too, on the intraday. Look at Alphabet here for a moment. The trend here really just hasn't finished to the upside. That it's just as simple as that. So there can be more consolidation here, of course, and this can also drop here. We do have a long trade in here. If it does drop below the major level here, then we're going to exit. We've already taken a percentage here, but yeah, it could certainly do that. And Amazon here, well, we looked at a low being in place for this, so let's just go in and have another look. So from this B wave here, this is a tick chart, 100 ticks. We'd been counting down as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 to here for the third wave, fourth wave and fifth wave. Probably a little bit dodgy on that. But some of these stocks did bring in support, so let's just allow that to play out here for that. And yeah, we're just using the 3,000 here, which is a major level. So we need to, you know, we've had the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and now we're looking for the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave down to here. So it's probably could be finished here and push up from that point there. So you may be able to get a better position in a little bit lower in this case for that. If we have a look at this on the daily chart, you'll see the bigger picture that we're working with here. So a little bit like Facebook really, isn't it? But the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave coming down through here. We really want that 3,000. You know, there's a little battle going on here at the moment at this level here, but we do want that that 3,000 to become a nice solid support here. And in a nutshell, we're looking to go long, you know, above this high here, but obviously we're looking for a better position. But just on the daily chart, you know, we want support on that 3,000. So we're close with all of this, you know. The other one is Square. So with Square here, we've been looking at it on the daily chart. Just get perspective. Been looking at it. Well, it can play out a couple of ways here. It can be an A and a B and a C, but I'm not that confident in that because the speed at which wave C has come down through here. So it can come down much further, and this can just be wave 1 here, going back for wave 2 and then coming down further from that point. So yeah, there's a lot of pressure there. We can see it in the volume coming into play for this. But let's go to the tick chart and just have a little look for this. So just in a nutshell, we count it down as wave A here, wave B here, and then down for wave C here for this. These, I've put these in as blue here, but I haven't updated these. These should be green, one degree lower. So we talked about a low through here, and it does look a little bit impulsive up here, so that's okay. This would have to play out as a B wave here, as an A wave here. We still need to confirm this, of course, though. So the A wave would be here, the B wave would be there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here for the C wave here of B. So, and then this one here would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's very close to its low here for this. Would you go long off this? Depends how much faith you had in this here, which I kind of like, as wave 1 here and ABC for 2 here, then 1 and 2. And now is that 3 to here and 4 and 5? I'd suppose so. So wave 3 here and 4 here. As an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here for that? I suppose so, because that doesn't count very nicely as an impulse wave. So we could count that up there as an impulse wave. I think the thing that we need to see here though is we need to see this will come down a bit further, but what we're looking for here is a really nice clear 5-wave structure coming into play, and then the A wave, the B wave and the C wave, and then we can go long from this. Now this only may be an A wave here and then a B wave here and a C wave coming here and then collapse again from here, so you'll need to manage your exposure at that point. But yeah, look at, I mean, I've got this as an A and a B and a C wave here, but if the 200 becomes the retested resistance, that means that there's an extra wave in there and we'll be going down further at that point. So it will end up being something like this here. And then that would be a short trade under this level here for that. Probably worth taking this trade too, based on what we can see. But in the meantime, yeah, we've just got to wait. So look, a lot of these stocks are just finding their feet on their current lows and will bounce back. The same as Amazon here. I mean, even if I've made a mistake here, there can be one more low here for that. I've got the low in here now, but there could be one more low because this wasn't that clear in this little area through here for this. So we could have down for 1 and back for 2 here, down for 1 and back for 2 here, and so on. So we could have another low, but what we're looking for here at the end of the day to go long is we want that 3,000 as the support. And when we can confirm that, well, then it makes the Nasdaq look a little bit better. Alphabet's not going to help us unless it just pushes up, but it's got to push up with the other guys as well. Apple here coming into its final wave 4 to wave 5 low, so we're looking for a low here. We started to see the support on the Friday. The same with Tesla here as well. We could already have a low in here for this. We'll go into all of that tomorrow. We'll start looking for those setups. Facebook, I really just don't know about Facebook, how this is going to play out, but I just don't see a trade here at the moment for this. So yeah, definitely got the sort of Amazon picture here to some degree of point. So just hoping that the Nasdaq was going to do something, trade a bit lower while we were yakking away, but it's still sort of stuck there. So yeah, it can be wave 1 here with an A wave, a B wave and a C wave from this point, but I can't confirm that at this point, so we'll have to just leave it at this stage. So it really seems like the S&P 500 is the one that's pushing to the upside with all of this, but can we count that as 5 waves up here? It's a little bit, it's sort of okay, but there's a problem with it, so we'll just have to leave it at that point too. So we've got positions in this, so we've done the best we can with it, but I don't know if it's going to get out of hand and we're going to see a bigger picture, a bigger correction for this wave 4 here. I mean, it hasn't, this box here, this rectangle box, it hasn't come down to that yet either. So all of this can certainly just be the A wave to here, and then we're looking for a B wave here. So we would call this complex, simple, and then more simple or complex coming down into this structure here. So anyway, we'll just keep working through it. It's not an easy one, but yeah, there's nothing we can do except work through it. So that's what we'll have to do. Alrighty, I'll leave it at that. So not a lot of fantastic reporting going on at the moment, or opportunities rather. But they're coming. They're coming. We're getting support, and this should be support, but yeah, it's just not there yet. Alrighty, cheers.